The Washington Commanders start their 2023 NFL season playoff push with a favorable matchup, in our opinion, against the Arizona Cardinals here. They're playing them at a good time with a lot of question marks. And Ryan and I, we're going to break down the game and why we think either team can win. But before we do that, if you have not already, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell to get notified whenever Ryan and I release our prediction videos throughout the season. Leave a comment also and let us know how you think the game is going to pan out for both teams. Ryan, the Washington Commanders have made a lot of offseason moves. They've slowly been building as well, I think, kind of this moment to make a good playoff push. Sam Howell is going to get his start and at a first full season of a starting QB. Second season in the NFL. Has a lot of talent coming out of college, and I think now with Eric Bieniemy as the offensive coordinator, and really just in general, the entire offensive system around him, I think, is very favorable for him. Lots of good receivers around him, lots of good talent around him. And then on top of that as well, one of the better defenses in the league, especially defensive front. Younger on the secondary, and they did address that, so we'll have to see how Emmanuel Forbes and Jatavius Martin adjust to the NFL. But all that being said, though, I think this is a good kind of ease into the NFL season because they're going up against the Arizona Cardinals, and unfortunately, really outside of their receiving room, there's not too much talent outside. We either Clayton Tune, the rookie fifth-round pick, or Josh Dobbs, who they just traded for. He's going to be starting with them. Subpar offensive line and defense is not entirely that great either.
The only even that receiving room got worse. This offensive line isn't that great. I know they just drafted Paris Johnson and he'll be their left tackle, but even then it's still not super solid. So it's going to be really interesting to see how good the Arizona Cardinals can be this year. Because if you watched our preseason or our season predictions where we did their record, I don't think we had them winning a game just because they're just at a severe lack of talent right now. And then you throw that in week one, possibly one of the best defensive fronts, possibly the best defensive front in football with Jonathan Allen. Chase Young looks like he's making his return. Who's the other big defensive tackle that they have?
Deron Payne.
Deron Payne.
And then they also have who's the other guy here? Montez Sweat as well. They have
those are 4 first-round picks, I think.
Yeah, 4 first-round picks. Even Jamin Davis is a first-round pick as well. Their weak side linebacker. They have 6 first-round picks if you include Emmanuel Forbes on this defense. So we'll have to see if there is a saving grace for the Cardinals is and actually statistically the Commanders were one of the better passing defenses in the league last year just because I think of how good that defensive front is, only giving up 3,200 yards. But the secondary, though, I think is going to be where they might still show a little bit of vulnerability because they do still have Marquise Brown, who has a lot of potential. Is good. Then who was their other receiver?
Rondale Moore. I think Zach Ertz is their tight end right now.
Zach Ertz is their tight end. I couldn't remember if Rondale Moore was with the Ravens or not.
No, he's there.
Yeah, but then they did also draft Michael Wilson, who I'm looking forward to watching and seeing how he develops. So maybe they can create some mismatches, but still at the end of the day, a lot of football games are won in the trenches. And I just think on both sides of the ball, the Commanders are just better. On the offensive line and definitely on the defensive line. That's where I think the Commanders are going to take advantage of. I think Sam Howell, all he needs to do is kind of be a Brock Purdy. He just needs to be a facilitator, doesn't need to do anything crazy. He's got the weapons around him. Terry McLaurin is one of the better receivers in the league. Jahan Dotson, by all accounts in the preseason and also in training camp, their connection has been impeccable. So so now he's got 2 very solid receivers, though, too. Also, don't forget about Curtis Samuel as well, and then also who is their tight end, Logan Thomas. And so, then backfield is going to consist of Brian Robinson and Antonio Gibson as well. Solid guys. I think a good running back by committee. Both guys can catch balls out of the backfield. So Sam Howell does need to feel like he has too much pressure, and I think especially coming into a week 1 game, couldn't imagine a better matchup. Kind of get your feet wet, get a little confidence in you.
And I'm assuming Eric Bieniemy is going to have training wheels on him in that first game, especially just to kind of in a game where I don't want to say they're guaranteed to win, but like 9 times out of 10 they're going to beat the crap out of the Arizona Cardinals, and so that to me I think is just he'll get his feet wet and get that introduction and gain some experience there and be prepared for games later on this season. So I think like I'm excited for the Commanders here. I would love to say I would watch this game, but it's probably just going to be a shellacking, and I'm very curious to see how many sacks the Commanders have at the end of it.
Definitely probably on the over. I would definitely lean towards the over. It's going to be fun. I'm still going to want to watch it. It's because I really want to watch just as much football as I can, try and get as much information and just kind of get a feel for each team.
It will be cool watching Chase Young's return, most likely.
Yeah.
That'll be really cool as well.
I agree with that.
So it sounds like we're both picking the Commanders. I believe they're like a 7-point favorite as well. So let's go ahead and wrap up this video here. If you guys have not already, please go ahead and like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below on who you think is going to win this game. And other than that, we will see you guys next time.